Hey guys, wanted to make a very quick video on some common mistakes that I'm seeing happen on the lesson 11 homework. First one is in 1D. When was the ball 30 feet in the air? What I'm seeing a lot of you do is give me one answer. A lot of people are just saying, oh, at about 0.5 seconds. The ball's at 30 feet in the air twice. So I'm looking for two answers here. All right, make sure you're giving me two answers. Most of you figured that out down here in section 2, but a lot of people were getting that wrong in 1D. Next thing I wanted to point out was, when we have this equation like we have right here, and we want to know when is the ball 6 feet in the air or when is it 10 feet in the air, I can go over to Desmos and do this very quickly, right? I can just type in negative 60 and I have to use x because Desmos can't handle other variables, but I can just type this in, and then what I can do is I can do y equals 6, and then these two intersection points are when it's at 6 feet, and I can do y, oops, that was a mistake. I can also do y equals 10 to see when it's at 10 feet in the air. So Desmos gives us some very easy ways to find this using the graph. Next thing I was seeing a lot of people do is several people did this with the graph but didn't do it algebraically. They viewed this as either or. I don't see an or in here. If you don't see an or, assume it's and. Next thing, discriminant. A lot of people told me that the discriminant was like radical 580 or radical 209 or radical 836. The discriminants here is the number before you take the square root. So the discriminant here was 580 and it was 836. If you had a radical in your answer for the discriminant, that is wrong. Make sure that you know what the discriminant is. It's just b squared minus 4ac. There is no radical that's part of the discriminant. Finally, last thing, some people had trouble setting up h. What you're doing for h is this. You're saying, all right, when does it hit the ground? Well, it hits the ground when h of t equals 0. So your setup is 0 equals negative 1/2 times 32. That's the g. Whatever your time is, that gets plugged in here. So, that'll be different for every single person, but it gets plugged in there. Then it's plus v sub 0 times t. Well, we don't know what v sub 0 is, but we're going to know what t is. That's your time. It gets plugged in again. And then finally, we're adding the initial velocity. So this is going to be a different number. It's probably going to be like 5 feet or 4 feet or 6 feet if you're using feet, and something smaller if you're using meters. But you're going to be able to plug this in. Then you're going to have all kinds of numbers, and you're only going to have one variable, so you can solve for that variable. So that's how you're doing part H. Join office hours tomorrow. If you're having other problems, hope this was helpful.